So we're back again to look at doing shade and highlighting today for this Intercessor Sergeant. And here's the model from last time where we are so far. This is where we've got to. We're going to use Nuln Oil to start with the black arms. And remember to shake up your shades pretty vigorously in order to get the paints to mix well here and to not come out too much. So I'm just going to use quite a thick brush and just splash it on there. Because it's on the black, you're not really going to see any splotchiness or strange colours. It is going to make the black look more sort of shiny and metallic-y looking, especially on the things like the silver. But we're going to focus on the arms just now and the guns as well. So anything that's kind of got this metallic-y feel to it should have that. So the red on the helmet, the red on the Aquila, and the red on the knee pad as well should also be done in Nuln Oil, just to give it that little bit of oomph on the sort of recesses and to add a little bit of darkness to it. Now moving on to the sort of under armour parts, the sort of metallic ribbed parts on the armour as well, and the backpack, any sort of metal colours you should use this for. Next we're going to use the Agrax Earthshade on the browns and the golds. So on the browns here for the sword cover, on the backpacks the little gun packs on the back and the little pouches as well, and then we'll also put it onto the gold when we're done with these, but just giving it a healthy sort of coating, or doing it on the seal as well will make it look more like paper than it currently does. And then you can see I'm doing it on all the gold parts as well. Last part we're going to do is Apothecary White. Now this isn't a shade, it's a contrast, but again making sure we shake it up so it mixes, and just covering the entire of the white body armour with that Apothecary White. And basically it's going to bring this sort of grey feel to it, because you can see that's the original, the white, and it takes a little bit of time to set, but it looks pretty good at the end of it. It looks more darker, and the arms all sort of shine a bit more. Moving on to highlighting, so we're going to use White Scar here to do all the white highlights. Basically get a really sharp brush. The brush that I was using to start here wasn't as sharp, to get those really thin highlights, and you want them to just be thin. You don't want a thick highlight on here, so using the kind of edge of the brush, you can see there I've done a thick kind of highlight which I didn't really want, which we'll go back and fix, but using the edge of the brush just to go around all of the trim of the armour, all the white parts here, and just making that sort of edge stand out a bit. And yeah, just remembering all the edges, so the backpack entirely, all the shoulders and everything there, not the shoulders, sorry, the pauldrons and things like the knee pads. Dawnstone is useful for black, so for the shoulder pads this time, and any of the black sort of parts. Again, just using the edge of our brush to make sure it is as thin as we can, while also bringing out that detail and covering all of the edges. So basically wherever there's a straight line or an edge line, that's what you should go with. So you can see here just doing that on all of it here. The hands, focusing on the sort of knuckles, and if you want you could go in on the fingertips, but I've just kind of left it there. But you can see that it really brings out the detail of where the things are. For the reds we want Wazdakka Red on the corn red, so again doing all the trim, so focusing on the helmet to start here, doing a lot of the parts, the raised parts on the helmet, and making those stand out a bit more. You'll see once the colour's dried and how it makes it look much better. Doing all of the ridges, like I say, so just above the eyes there on the side, and the Aquila as well. I've kind of just done a sort of dry brush with this brush, less dry, but you can see there it all is really starting to highlight and look much better than it did. There's more detail. For the lenses I'm going to use Warpstone Glow, and just getting a sharp brush and being very careful when I'm putting this in here and making sure I can take my time and be patient with it. I'm not rushing. But there, that's basically our Space Marine done. Now moving on to the sort of highlighting for the pouches and the leather. I'm using Mournfang Brown, which is much brighter than our Rhinox Hide, which we have used before, the Mournfang Brown, and just making sure I'm doing that sort of edge highlight. You could also do a wash if you want here. I've tried to do it, it doesn't really work, you'll see at the end, so that's why I'm not going to talk about it here, because I'm not very good at them, but I'm just going to focus on the edge highlight here. and making all that stand out over the Rhinox hide with this lighter shade of brown. And yeah, so there you can see my Space Marine is essentially done. Need to do transfers next, which won't take very long, but I'll talk about that. But you can see there that wash that I've done is poor, but very happy with the rest of it. So yeah, check back next time for the transfers, and we'll maybe do some baiting as well. Thanks.